Hello everyone, I am going to do a video. I have just broken the Netflix mockumentary and I'm going to show you. And we're finally going to get the evidence you need to say that the children are fake, not surrogate, which is a full blatant lie supported by all fake royal experts, shills, content creators, alt media, social media, and mainstream media. It's an intentional orchestration by the royal family and the palace. We're going to I'm going to show you that. I'm also going to show government involvement, the Californian government. I've already shown before through a video the government involvement regarding COVID, and that there would be massive breaches regarding if the actual mockumentary timing was true, and also the events that unfolded where Harry flew to UK for his grandfather's funeral, and then went back to his pregnant wife, who's very, very vulnerable health-wise, as an aged pregnancy for the third time, with this miscarriage prior, and also Fauci, their other child, remember, went back and stayed in the house. And then only, a day or so later, she took Fauci to fake school. So that is huge breaches. You've also got, of course, the fake birth certificate of Fiblet, which is Californian state. So that's also a forgery. Then you've also got the fake divorce of Trevor Nev and Meghan, which is also for a forgery or a fabrication. So you've got full government, Californian government interference, should we say, involved here, so now we've got, with the revealing of the kids and the fake kids and government involvement, you can tell that this is a palace or a British royal family orchestration governed by something far larger than you could ever possibly imagine, not just one woman, a narcissist, and all that narrative. And we'll go through that, and we'll also go through just the fact that it's a complete staging. Already gone through, as I said, that it was a complete staging regarding the seasonality of the film production, the timing, the props, and also I'm going to prove. So there's the third point, so we've got fake children, government involvement, and that Montecito is completely leased and rented out, that they don't live there, that Harry and Meghan are not a couple, they do not have a family, and they do not live in Montecito, California, at Rockbridge Road 765, at the, is it Riven Rock Chateau? It's not real. So we're going to go through that as well. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this all up again is because I saw this picture. My friend Akarok gave me this picture. I didn't even care. I didn't even know, because I was too far involved with deeper research regarding the Crown and Privy Council and the Magna Carta, which I'm still researching and I'm still doing. And I will present a video very shortly about it. But I could tell straight away that they were trying to overlap the trees from San Ysidro Ranch into the trees of this supposed chateau that they live in. These trees are not at the Montecito estate. They don't belong there. So this whole greenery is more San Ysidro Ranch than it is Montecito estate. These trees aren't at the estate. So that tree that Nut and Harry or Todge are always under, and all these fake photos, Photoshop photos, that is literally either a complete Photoshop or it's positioned at what is it? San Ysidro Ranch, because this is not, this whole little area, that's not Montecito. That's not the mansion or any of the grounds, because I've just done a full about 4-hour research into the actual grounds of Montecito Mansion. So I knew that from the get-go. Then I knew that this child, Farchi, is completely photoshopped in. I mean, the lighting is just off. Obviously, running such a short distance is just completely unnatural. Then the dogs are just completely stagnant. Look how photoshopped that Labrador Puller is. I mean, it's just ridiculous. All of it is photoshopped. The fact that Nut's feet positioning are straightforward and yet she's twisting like that, it just makes no sense. Farchi hasn't aged one bit. He looks malnourished because the scaling, his proportions compared to his sisters is like thin and small for his age. Doesn't look normal, doesn't look natural, because it isn't. It's completely photoshopped to AI. And Lilibet, Fiblet, hasn't actually, they've just tried to integrate some identity of hers between the July the 4th Photoshop with those stupid fucking socks and Charlotte, really, with red hair. I mean, it's just obvious. And Harry, for 6 or 7 years, still hasn't changed his shoes. Same shit every time. And I went down the path of going back to the Montecito Mansion because I wanted to see the pathway and I wanted to see, the bordering of the actual road, because this is a road. So I don't know why children will be running around the road and whatnot. It's just really, really stupid. And this is way too dark, the pathway for Montecito Mansion, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I think I'm not really even going to get into this photo because it's just clearly a Photoshop, but it linked me to going back to researching the Montecito Mansion and everything that's within it, and also comparing it to the Netflix mockumentary. And so with that, I've debunked everything all in one shot, because it's opened up a lot of looking into things properly that I haven't looked into before. So let's start off by showing you the layout of the mansion. It's actually quite small. There's a lot of land, but it's quite small. So up here, where the red pin is, you've got the main house. You go down here, if you see my little cursor, you go down here, the steps. There is meant to be the palm trees. That's not there. The 2 palm trees are photoshopped in. Okay, I'll show you another picture, but it's completely photoshopped in. So the whole story of 2 palm trees is fake. Unless, hold on. No, that's the lake there. So they're not there. I can see 2 lines there. Maybe that's... Let's leave it for now, but I've seen a picture where there's no palm tree. So not too sure about that. Either way, there's been photoshops of that in Netflix. I can guarantee that because I've seen it. And I've made the actual geographical comparisons. So you go down here, right? So this is a lake. The lake goes curving around the whole mansion. So you've got this kind of square area where they were kicking the ball here. Then you go down here where they had the water slide, and then you go down here, and around here it goes down to the little guest house, 2-bedroom guest house here on the lake, because it's a man-made creek and lake, and they have a little guest house here. This is also seems to be a little guest house down the bottom, following down this pathway if you cross the river. And it has this really weird area of no soil, or just ground, and this square, this rectangle thing. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but that's what it is. If you scroll in, and this could be also Photoshop, but I don't know. I'm just going off what I'm seeing. If you see here on my cursor right next to this area, that's the supposed cubby of the children. Why that would be so far away from the main house is beyond me. But this is a guest house or an extra house. It is not the main house, and it's completely detached. And for little children to walk and risk their lives between the creek to get over to the main house, and the long walk, it's not viable. So you've got that to think about. You've got the play equipment right up there, right near the pool. So they'd be staying around the main house, if anything. Why I want to show you this is because the majority of the imagery with one of the versions, or there's 2 versions here of Farchi, but you can see he's wearing the same clothes for the same day because they only filmed this one version of him for one day. See, he's got the same clothes there. This is at that guest house right down the bottom with a car there. So it looks to me as though this child is visiting in the guest house and not in the main house. You don't see any footage of that child within the actual main house, and that is not Megan. But I will get to that in a very, very, very shortly. So that's just one little factor there, but I will give you a little more solid evidence. There's also the fact that when I've done some comparisons, so this is from the footage of Netflix, the actual house hasn't been renovated whatsoever. They've had some changes, like sanded down some furniture, but it's the same furniture. And they've got the same pottery, they've got the same upholstery, they've got the same furnishings, except for that one room with the desk where the main production is in. So they've pretty much leased out the house and they haven't changed anything. So that renovation was completely fake. They didn't renovate shit. They renovated one room. It obviously wasn't Harry and Meghan. And yeah. They don't live in this house, but this is just little factors. So you can see here, this dining set, the circular dining set and chairs are the same as the imagery for the real estate when they were selling the house back in 2015. Exactly the same. They've got the same, that red, I forgot what they're called, the cabinets. That's just been sanded down, but everything's the same. I guess you can say no, you can't even blame it on it being fixed to the walls. You would change it if you actually, renovated the place. But this isn't renovated. This is just altered by the owner. So you've got that. And then you've got the theatre has the same wallpaper. This is really blurred, but you can see for yourself when you go into the actual video. That's the same wallpaper, the same recliners, the same cushions. Everything's the same as it was back in 2015. Nothing has changed. Literally nothing. And I've got another one. You can see here that when Farchi is gathering the is gathering the oranges. It's right near the pool. The footage flips over to the pool. You can see right here the box, like the towel box on the left that's been, I think, worn and torn with age, but that hasn't moved. But you can see to the right, you can see the pot, the plant pot, and that hasn't changed from the 2015 shot. Now this is blurry. I will give you the links, but you can see here that's the same box and that's the same pot. This is the 2015 real estate or earlier real estate imagery. So you can see that this place is completely rented out. These are the links. I'll give them to you. So already we've proven that this place is rented out. That was the third point I've made. Now let's get to the government involvement. Okay, so we're here. Now, the first thing I want to point out, this is September 17th, 2020. Now, this beach, I know exactly which beach it is because there's a sign that Harry passes that says Fifer Beach in Big Sur. That beach is 5 hours away from 765 Rockbridge Road. It's a 5-hour drive, just under 5 hours. So that's insane. That would be half a day. Where the fuck are the kids or the child, Fachi? It's not in your backyard. It's not across the road. It's 5 hours. So let's just start there. Now I'm going to, because of copyright, I just have to be careful. I want to show you here the sign.
We're either going to have the beach to ourselves or there's going to be like a filming set on the beach.
Fifer Beach. The fact that there's either going to be a filming set on the beach or a private beach is weird and just, plain butt fuck stupid. You've just travelled 5 hours from your house and you're saying there's going to be a filming set there. So you're just saying it's a setup. And this is meant to be before they're even doing the mockumentary. This is when they find out she's pregnant with Fiblet, supposedly. So let that sink in. So, 17th of September 2020, Fifer Beach was completely closed to the public because of the Dolan fires. Not to mention COVID, but it was mostly the Dolan fires. And there are posts upon posts upon posts saying that. Fifer Beach closed to the public. This park is closed. The park is closed due to the emergency situation caused by the fire and resulting concerns for the safety and health of our state park visitors. There'd be smoke everywhere. So them going to a clear blue sky beach and saying they're pregnant didn't happen on September the 17th, 2020. What makes me angry is the fact that California State have lied to the public and not even cared that this is a full-blown, full-scale con that they're a part of. So they've already allowed COVID breaches. And now they're allowing a fire breach, supposedly, if this was true. If this was true and no one was lying, then they've allowed a breach. You see there. It was closed until I think the 1st of October. All California State Beach parking lots will be closed. This was 5th of September. Thanks, California State Parks. Thank you. So we have the day before they visited Pfeiffer Beach, a COVID-19 community response group meeting notes. So a group meeting, sorry. And these are the minutes of that meeting. So the day before. And they say here, Pfeiffer Beach remains closed. The opening is contingent upon Highway 1 reopening and the PMC staff safely traveling to the highway due to the Dolan fire. "24th of September 2020. Big Sur information." Come on. "We expect Pfeiffer Beach to reopen by October the 1st, 2020. So between 16th of September 2020 and September, the end of September 2020, Pfeiffer Beach was closed. So Meghan and Harry, it was impossible for them to be at that beach at that time. Unless it was open, it was closed off. And the government allowed this breach to happen. Which there was patrol. It was completely patrolled. And this is the last post I'll show you. 21st of September 2020. Beach patrol will be friendly reminder for all tourists. Pfeiffer Beach will be closed until further notice. This is Crime Stopper Services, Pfeiffer Beach. There was literally police. There were literally police at the beach. That's the same sign. Mental. So that's the second point made of government interference by being complicit in this lie. It also speaks of the power and the system that's at large, meaning the British royal family is bigger than American government and American state governments. This is the level that we're talking about here. Fake birth certificate of Fiblet, fake divorce of Trevor Nev and Meghan, all in California, and also hidden records, and her Meghan's fake birth certificate, and then you've got the COVID breaches, and you've got now fire breaches or crime stopper, police breaches. So there you go. Now there's the smaller point, fourth point, and I'll get to the other third point in a moment, but the fourth point would be that it was a complete staging. I don't think anyone's actually ever thought, and I didn't as well, ever thought how odd it was that they were celebrating Easter in 2020. Easter Sunday 2020 in the US was April the 4th. So any Easter egg hunts would be Saturday. That would be April the 3rd. That was only 5 days before Prince Philip died. And the thing with that is, if you give it context, Prince Philip was dying from his last hospital visit, and he went home to be more comfortable. So he left March the 16th after a month's stay, and they gave him a heart operation after an infection, which I very much question as well, but because he'd be so frail. But they supposedly gave him a heart operation and healed an infection just to give him a bit longer to live to reach to his 100th birthday, supposedly. And he just wanted to be back at home. So he went back home since March the 16th up until early April, which isn't long. That's, not even a month. And he passed away. He passed away on Friday the 9th of April. And by Thursday night, his health supposedly deteriorated to the point where the Queen refused to put him back in hospital. So Harry Todge would have known. It wasn't just like, oh, they didn't tell me. My family didn't tell me. Okay, first of all, when it came to his father's hospital visit, he was there straight away. So this is all staged, and obviously he isn't living in the US, but this is all staged. And the point I'm trying to make is he's celebrating Easter knowing that his grandfather is dying. So you can tell that this is completely staged. I mean, it already isn't the same timeline. It already isn't. This is just a complete production staging. But if we go with the narrative, if we go with what we're told and sold, then he's celebrating Easter, not giving one fuck, days before his grandfather passing, knowing his grandfather's health is deteriorating for over 2 weeks. Oh, so that is April the 4th. Yeah, so literally this is, 3 days before his grandfather's health completely declines to the point of him dying.
We decided what the course is going to be.
I think what makes the most sense is to have them start right here.
By the bridge, yeah?
Yeah.
So down that side.
Let's go south.
Back across the bridge, then up this side of the stream to this little bridge here.
Mm-hmm.
Great, love it. Done, easy. That's why I'm married.
All for that.
The simplicity, really.
Now, by the way, I don't know if this is actually situated at the estate. If it is the guest house that I've just shown you prior. It's the same location. Actually, it isn't. I'm really confused by this whole location here, because you'll see the cubby house that I've already shown you in the map, but it's in a completely different, it's near a completely different house. That's not that place. That's tiny. That's the cubby there. And that's the creek where it starts. So that's right at the start. It just makes very, very, very little sense. All of it makes very, very little sense. They've either photoshopped that cubby in, and this is a location that's there, or it's a completely different estate. So I think that's enough to show you that basically, this is a complete and utter staging, this whole documentary or mockumentary. And the third point I want to make is the fact that I can show you here that there are actual parents of these children involved. So that doesn't just debunk like the surrogate spiel, it also debunks them having children at all. Now the first one is really simple because it's quite simple. Let me show you.
I get to do things with our kids I would never be able to do in the UK.
So there's the father picking the child up. That's why the child is looking at the father. You've got the black dog there. But I'll show you just in motion what this is like. It's very, very quick. But it's it's intentionally cut off. This can't be security. This is not conjecture, because they don't have security. This whole film is about this private life that they're having, and the ability that they can have this private life, be able to drive places they want to, ride bikes they want to, where they want to, etc., etc., etc. So this can't be security if we're going to go with the narrative. Security doesn't need to tow a bike away, doesn't need to pick up the child. The father's there to pick up the child. That's a very fatherly thing to do, right? You would expect the father to also seatbelt the child, make sure it's secured in the bike, on the bike. Does, literally, again, is Harry like Charles, where he has to have his ass wiped? There's these sorts of things. Doesn't make any sense otherwise. You say it's reaching, you say it's conjecture, but this person isn't even meant to be at the estate. No one other than friends and family are meant to be at the estate at this point. So why go towards a child? See, he's literally, that guy was literally just there to pick up the child.
I get to do things with our kids I would never be able to do in the UK.
They're picking up the kid. So there's one point. The other major point is I'm going to show you that, first of all, this child that's on Harry's shoulder has a brother. I've already discussed this before, but he has a brother. But also the mother of those two children are not Meghan. She's wearing the same clothes as that supposed beach walk with Farchi and Meghan. And it's not Meghan. So who the fuck is this woman with her children that are pretending to be Farchi? I can show you there as well. The two palm trees are photoshopped there. They're meant to be further down near the creek to the left, not here on the actual grass. Completely photoshopped in. This is a completely photoshopped and constructed mockumentary. Now watch this. There's the brother. Like around 8 years old, 7 years, he looks 8, 9. I don't care about Doria. Look at this woman. Who the fuck is that? Same clothes as the beach. Not Meghan. So Doria is kicking ball with a cosplay daughter and cosplay grandchildren. You want to talk about actors? You want to talk about this being a complete and utter fabrication and the con of the century?